This video is brought to you by Insta360. This is one clip. From this, I can make it look like someone's filming me from the front, or walking next to me, or following behind me, or floating above me like a tiny unpaid drone operator. And that's the strange little trick with 360 cameras. You're not just recording a shot, you're recording a bunch of possible shots and deciding later which one was worth keeping. Hey, welcome back to the block. I'm Roger saying, around here we explore the cameras, gear, and workflows behind the content that we create. And today, this little thing is the reason I've been rethinking how much camera gear I actually need to bring with me. This is the Insta360 X4 Air. And the easiest way to explain it is that this feels like the lighter, more affordable version of the Insta360 X5. Not quite the flagship, but close enough in the ways a lot of people will actually care about. Because when you film by yourself, the hard part usually isn't pressing record. The hard part is getting enough angles to make the edit feel alive. And that's where a camera like this gets interesting. The X4 Air sits in a really interesting space in Insta360's lineup. The X5 is still the flagship. That's the one you look at if you want the best overall 360 camera. The X5 makes sense. But the X4 Air gives you a lot of that same 360 experience at a lower price in a smaller and lighter body. And that's pretty much the pitch. It shoots 8K 30 360 video. It has dual 1/1.8-inch sensors. It has flow state stabilization. It has 360-degree horizon lock, and it has a built-in wind guard. It's waterproof down to 49 feet, and it has replaceable lenses. That's the part that matters more than it sounds like it should, because 360 camera lenses live a stressful life. They stick out on both sides, they're always exposed, and every time you set one of these down, some part of your soul leaves your body. So the idea that you can replace a lens instead of treating the whole camera like it's a museum artifact is a big deal. It's not flashy, but very practical. And honestly, practical is kind of the whole point. The X4 Air weighs 165 grams, which is one of those specs that sounds like marketing until you actually carry it around. Because the difference between I'll bring that and I'll leave that at home is usually not that dramatic. Usually it's just a few ounces, an extra case, an extra cable, just extra stuff. One more reason not to bring the thing. And this camera feels like it's trying to remove as many of those little excuses as much as possible. Most of the time when we compare cameras, we get pulled into the flagship mindset. What has the best sensor? What has the most features? What has the best possible image? And don't get me wrong, I love that stuff. I'm very much part of the problem. But sometimes the better camera is not the biggest or more expensive one. Sometimes it's the one that gets close enough to the flagship look, but is cheaper, lighter, and easier to carry around. That's where the X4 Air lands for me. This is not replacing my full frame cameras. It's not replacing a proper talking head setup. It's not giving me that shallow depth of field, lens compression, controlled lighting kind of look. That's not the lane. This is for all the stuff that gets annoying when you're filming alone. Walking shots, travel shots, behind the scenes shots, family shots, fake drone shots, and third person shots. The I need something besides me sitting at a desk again shot. And because the X4 Air gets you very similar looking 360 results to the X5 in the right conditions, the price difference becomes a much bigger part of the story. Because if it gets you the most of the look you wanted, but costs a lot less, that is not a small thing. And that might be the whole reason why I buy this one. So I'm gonna take this off the desk because this is not really a desk camera. It can sit here and look nice, but that's not the point. The point is movement. The point is coverage. The point is getting a shot that doesn't feel like a carefully placed tripod, walk into the frame, and pretend I naturally entered the room, which to be fair, is most of YouTube. Right now I'm holding the X4 Air in front of me on the invisible selfie stick. And what's nice is I don't have to be precious with the framing. I can talk, I can walk, I can turn around, I can move through this space. And as long as I don't do something truly ridiculous with the camera position, I've probably got something usable. This is where the footage gets fun. One recording can become a front-facing walking shot, then a side angle, then a third-person follow shot, then something almost feels like a drone shot, even though it's just a stick and some software doing some suspiciously clever things. And for solo filming, that's the whole appeal. Not because every angle is perfect, but because you get options. And options are what saves you in the edit. The app is a huge part of this. With 360 footage, capturing the image is only half the story. The other half is whether you get from this big spheres footage to an actual video without losing your will to live. Insta's app has gotten pretty good at making this part approachable. You can manually reframe, you can use auto edit, you can use templates, you can pull vertical clips, horizontal clips, quick transitions, weird little movement shots, whatever you need. And I know templates can feel a little gimmicky sometimes, but for quick social posts or travel recaps, I'm not above letting the robots do the first pass. I spent enough of my life dragging keyframes around. I'm fine accepting help. In daylight, the X4 Air looks good. That's where I'd want to use it the most. The X4 Air shoots 8K 30, and Insta360 has adaptive tone on by default. The idea is that camera balances brightness and color between both lenses, so the footage feels more even when you're in mixed lighting. And that's exactly what I want from a camera like this. Because I'm using a 360 camera for extra coverage, I don't want to babysit every clip. I don't want a casual walking shot to turn to a full color correction side quest. I want to shoot it, reframe it, export it, and drop it into the edit. You still need to help it a little because good light matters. Avoid pointing the top of the camera straight into harsh sunlight if you can. Try giving the scene some color and some separation and something visually interesting around you. And if you're walking through areas with harsh highlights and deep shadows, don't expect miracles. But for everyday daylight creator work, this is the kind of footage I'd actually use in the video. Low light is where I'd be more careful. The X4 Air has larger sensors than the older X4, and the image processing is better. But I still wouldn't treat this like a dedicated night camera. Well-lit streets, bright indoor spaces, events, stores, city walks, sure. But if the room is dark and the only light is an exhausted lamp at the corner, I'd probably grab something else. That's not really the knock, it's just knowing the camera. Every camera has a personality, and this one is more, let's go outside, then let's shoot a moody noir scene at midnight. Now, one quick tip if you're new to 360 cameras. The frame is flexible. The camera position is not, and that took me a minute to truly understand. You could reframe later, but you can't move the camera later. So if the camera is too close to your face, you're stuck with that weird stretched out 360 look. If it's too far away, you'll have to crop in so much that the footage gets softer. For walking shots, I like to give myself a little space. Not full fishing pole distance, not I'm trying to inspect a roof gutter distance, but just enough that the camera has room to see me and the environment. Also, clean the lenses every time. A fingerprint on a 360 lens is not a small problem. It's now part of the entire universe. This portion of the video is brought to you by Insta360. The X4 Air is basically the lighter and more affordable way to get a lot of the X5 style 360 experience. It shoots 8K 30 360 video, weighs 165 grams, has flow state stabilization, 360-degree horizon lock, waterproofing down to 49 feet, and replaceable lenses. So if you want that invisible selfie stick look, reframing after the fact, travel shots, solo creator shots, family videos, or behind the scenes coverage, this gives you a lot of what makes 360-degree video useful without jumping straight to the flagship price. And right now, during Insta360's Memorial Day sale, the X4 Air is up to 20% off, saving you $80. And it comes with a free dual replacement lens kit. That's actually a really useful bonus because one of the best things about the X4 Air is that the lenses are replaceable. So having that kit included makes the camera feel even more practical for real-world use. I'll leave the link in the description so you can check out the current pricing and bundles. So after spending some time with the X4 Air, I think this camera makes the most sense when you stop treating it like the cheaper one and start treating it like the practical one. Because yes, the X5 is still the flagship. If you want the most capable 360 camera Insta360 makes, this is the one. But the X4 Air is sitting in a really useful place. It gives you similar looking 360 footage in the right conditions. It gives you 8K 30, It gives you the invisible selfie stick shots. It gives you replaceable lenses. It gives you the app workflow. It gives you the core experience that makes a 360 camera worth owning. And it does all of that in a smaller body for a lower price. That's the part I kept coming back to. For a lot of people, the X4 Air is going to be enough. Not because it beats the X5, it doesn't need to. It just needs to get close enough while being lighter, cheaper, and easier to carry. And for everyday creator work, that might be a better trade-off. So let's talk about what works. The size, the weight, the reframing, the stabilization, the replaceable lenses, the overall value, and especially right now with the Memorial Day sale, the pricing makes the camera feel a lot more compelling. So what doesn't work? Well, you still want good light. If you crop too far into 360 footage, it gets softer. And battery life is something to keep an eye on if you're shooting a lot of 8K. And if low light image quality is your main concern, the X5 is still the stronger camera. But if you're looking for a lightweight 360 camera that gives you most of the shots people want from a camera like this, without spending flagship money, the X4 Air is probably the one I'd point a lot of people towards. So who's it for? I think it's for people that looked at the X5 and thought, I want that kind of footage, but I don't know if I need the flagship. It's for solo creators who need more angles. It's for travelers who want to capture without carrying a bigger setup. It's for family videos where you don't want to spend the whole time aiming the camera. It's for people who want the invisible selfie stick shots, the reframing, the stabilization, and the fun part of 360, but at a lower price. And that's why the X4 Air is not just a beginner camera to me, it's a value camera, and there's a difference. Beginner camera makes it sound like something you grow out of. Value camera means it gives you the part that matters most for the money. And that's a much better way to describe this. Now, the thing I like about this kind of camera, it gives you permission to be a little less exact in the moment, not careless, just frozen. Sometimes when we're filming, we overthink the setup so much that the moment passes. The light changes, the walk is over, the reaction is gone, and the room feels different. And with a 360 camera, you get a little more room to move first and decide later. There's something nice about that, especially when you're making things by yourself. Because sometimes the best shot isn't the one you planned, it's the one that you noticed after you got home. So thanks for spending some time here on the block. If you enjoy exploring cameras, gear, and workflows like this, subscribe and come back next week, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.